Hi, welcome back to my channel, Sparkling Glue. So glad you're here. So we have a one sheet wonder, which are always so fun. I have a cutting guide and it's just a little one. It's 4x4 and it's really cute. Let me show it to you. I just tied a little ribbon around it. But so it opens like this and then like this. And then this opens and flips down. And this opens as a gatefold, and then there's a little notebook inside. And behind you have a tag, and then I put tags in these two center pockets. And I'm using Rose Parfum from Stamperia, and I really love it. So it is out of stock in most places. I think it's an older design, but I've been getting it at Forever Scrapbooks, I believe is the name of her store. I'll link her below. I don't know how many she has, but she does have some out of stock things if you want to check her out. Really, she's very nice and she responds so quickly. So thank you. Anyway, the other thing is the design is from Camila Craft Designs, and I'll link her channel below. She is a really fun channel and it's just if you want to check her out if you haven't seen her. Anyway, all right, so let's get started. Let me put the cutting guide up. I'll also have it in the Ko-fi shop. You can download it for free, but if you just want to take a screenshot here and go ahead and craft along. It is for a 12x12 double-sided cardstock, so we're going to use that. And then I have this just for the paper and the booklet. But let me go ahead and get my scoring board, and I'll show you how to do this. And it's really easy. Let's get that off the screen. Okay, so what you're going to basically do is you're just taking your 12x12 and laying it out on your scoreboard. 4 and 8, and then go ahead and flip and score at 4 and 8. Okay, and that is basically all your scoring. Now what we're going to do is we're going to actually make a T. So we're going to leave this and the bottom section, but we're cutting out the 2 panels on either side, and you can just cut up along the score lines, and if we have to trim a little to make it lay better, we can later. So I am just going to do it with scissors, even though I don't cut very straight, but I'm just cutting straight up the score line until you get to the top score line, and then you're going to go ahead and cut across that score line. And then do the same on the other side, and you certainly could do this in your cutter if you'd prefer. Like I said, I don't always cut very straight. I think that's a real talent one I don't have, but let's go ahead and... Okay, now we are going to use these 2 pieces. One is going to be a little gatefold, and the other is going to be our little book. So you can see how terrible I cut here, so you can just fix that. All right, so what we're going to do is you're going to fold this up and then fold this down. And then fold up one more time, and we're going to make a little tiny pocket up here. So you have this. So again, we're folding up, down, and then a little pocket. And let's just glue that while we have it. I'm using art glitter glue with my little dangle that is glued in. Let me just make sure that the glue will come out. All right, and you're just going to put glue on the 2 sides here. And you could just glue this all the way down if you just want it to be decorative. But this way you have an option. So if you glue it like this, then you can use it as a tuck spot, but you don't have to. So just glue that down. Now you have this. This side is going to flip this way and this side this way. And you might have to push down a little bit to get the creases to work good. Okay. I'm going to take whichever piece you want to be your gatefold, and I'm going to just probably do it inside like this. And let's bring back our scoreboard. And for the gatefold, that is, so the first one we did the base, which was 12 by 12. We turned it and did 4 by 8. Our gatefold is 4 by 8, which is already cut because we cut that from the main page. And you're going to put it on the 8-inch side, but you're going to score it 2 and 6. Now you do already have a score line, but it gets glued down. It doesn't really matter. If that really bothers you, I don't know how to fix it. But it doesn't really bother me, but that is something maybe when you're scoring, you could skip that piece. I don't know really how well that would work, but all right, so you're going to bring back your book, and this middle piece right here, we're going to glue this down, and that's your gatefold. I'm adding a little notch right in the middle, and because I have that little score line, I know where my center is, and I'm just taking a notch out. And this way, when you open it up, you can slip a tag behind. So you're only going to glue down the outsides and not on the part where the notch is. So you're going to glue one side down at the bottom and then up the other side, or down the other side. And okay, and then just go ahead and try to line it up on your center. And push down. And there you go. Now you have a little gatefold, and we have this flip up pocket, and this side closes and this side closes. And like I said, you might have to, you know, push down to make it lay properly. All right, so we have this so far. So we have our booklet, and the pages we want to put in our booklet. What we're going to do is we're cutting this at 7.5 by 3.5. And let's see how, oh no, yeah, let's try 3.5. Let's see what we get. 7.5 by 3.5. I think that works pretty good. All right, so I think we have our number. So for your book pages, 7.5, which this one's already shorter, and that's fine, by 3.5. And I don't care if it's a little shorter, some of them. And then you're just going to layer them inside each other. And if you want to trim them up, you can. And then you're going to put them inside your little booklet. And then decide which way you like your cover and what you want to show. And I think that this looks kind of pretty like this. So that looks nice. So maybe we'll do that. Okay. And I am just going to staple this, which is my favorite way because it's just so quick and easy. I'm just using my long arm stapler. I'm going right to my cut line or score line in the middle and stapling. And then now we have our little booklet. Okay. Big mess, right? Okay, so let's bring this back. And then this booklet, now you can decide what to do with it. In this one, I actually glued it in, but I don't think I'm going to do that this time because it really stays fine in your fold. To make your angle pockets, we're just cutting 3 by 3. So take I'll just use this since I have it out, and we're going to cut 3 by 3. And then I am just putting it angle to angle on the cutting board. And now you have your angle pockets. And you could make them a little bigger if you want to, but I think that this size is probably pretty nice. And I'm putting them on the outside 2 pockets, just like that. So let's go ahead and glue that down. And all I'm doing is putting glue across the 2 sides, I guess they are, the 2 angles, and leaving the top open for a pocket. And I'm putting it right to the corner. But if you want to leave a little border, go ahead. And gluing that down. And I am going to do the same for the other pocket. Okay, and then we can put our little booklet in. And let me move some of this out of the way. And I have some, oh, you know, I wanted to, and I forgot, I'm sorry. I wanted to put a little doily in our book. I have these little mini doilies. I was just going to put it in, but maybe I'll just glue it to the page, or let's go ahead and do that. I did, like I said, I wanted to, I was going to staple it in. So I'm just folding it in half. And I'm just going to put a little glue and maybe just a drop on either side, just so it has something to stick to. And this is perfect because it covers up our little staple. And now we have a little doily in here, and you can use them as tuck spots, or you could glue the whole thing down. It's just a design. But I love doilies. So I put that in there. And then for the closure, I'm just putting a little perfume bottle from the kit on here to help it stay closed. If you crease down, push down, and after a little bit, it'll start staying. But you could also do, a lot of people do the 2 round pieces with the string. I think that's what Camellia from Camellia Craft Designs did that. That is not her name. And I think it's Julie from Camellia Craft Designs. But that she used the 2 circles. Okay, so this, all I did is put glue on about half of my perfume bottle, and it's not really staying closed yet, so you just decide if that bothers you or not. And then you have your little booklet. And let's go ahead, and for this, I mean, you could just put whatever you want in here as long as it doesn't go past the fold line. And we want to add a little tab here, and you can use your tab punch or do whatever you want. What did I on this one? This was from the kit. I actually cut out some words and then made it like a large tab. So you can find something that you like, some of the paper, and do that. I don't know, like, here, let's try this. I'm just going to cut this and see what happens. And I think it's just a matter of playing around, having fun. If you don't like something, don't use it. And so we have this. And maybe I could round both corners. And just glue this on as our tab, or we could do anything, but you see, it could be anything, and I think that's kind of cute. Probably some ink on it would be good. So let me, I want to show you this. I've always wanted to show you guys. I keep forgetting. Look at this ink. holder that I got on Amazon. Sorry. This is kind of, I love it. So it fits in my drawer, but not, so this side is a little higher. So if I have my little ink pads, that if it's in the first row, it won't close. So the ink pads I keep on the shorter row, and then empties I keep there. And I love this. And then I can keep my different color ink pads already on. So I don't know, I just wanted to show it to you. So I really enjoy it. And it makes it a lot easier for me to just grab whatever I want. So like we'll do brown. And I'm grabbing the vintage photo. And let's go ahead and just put a little ink on this to make it a little prettier. Okay. And now I'm just going to put glue all over on the inside on both sides so I can just press it on top of the paper. And let's try to put it right side up, and wherever you think would be pretty, and then push down, and then it glues everywhere, and the two pieces glue together, and it makes it pretty sturdy. So now we have a little tab to pull this down. And for here, this, you can do a tuck spot up here. You can do a pocket. This is from the paper and it's really pretty. So I think I'm going to make this like a little pocket here. So let's go ahead, and I know that my page is about 4. So I can just make a pencil mark so I know on this particular, but if I just wanted to cut it a drop under 4, then it'll fit for sure. But let's go ahead, and I'm going to do it on the cutting board. And I'm just going to put here, I want to make sure you guys can see. I'm just lining up my pencil mark and making sure it's straight and cutting. And then I'm going to do the same right here. And then we can just glue that right here as a little pocket. So what I'm going to do is put glue, and this was again a cutout. It was one of the papers in here, and they're just so pretty. I really, really like it. Okay. And just put that there, and then you can add something to your pocket here. You can make another little, whatever you know, as you play around with it, because it is really a lot, just a fun little project. All right, and sorry, our booklet, and then this goes on top. And now to decorate the front. You really can do anything you want. I haven't really decided what to do yet, but they have so many pretty things. We can just put something like that. You can make it another little pocket with a tag up here. This is awfully pretty, isn't it? The flowers. So I don't know yet. I'll play around with it, but let's go ahead and look at what we have, and then you guys can make one. And that's pretty too. 4x4. It opens like this. You have your pocket here with a tag. You have a pocket here with a tag. Your flip comes down. We have a little pocket right here where you can add, if you're using this paper, little perfume bottles. Here we have our little booklet that we made with our doily we put in. And we have a tag back here, and you certainly could decorate this as well. Anyway, there's so many different things you can do, but I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you get to make it. And like I said, I'll link the cutting guide. It'll be in the Ko-fi shop, or you could just take a picture at the beginning. And I hope you guys have a great day. I'll catch you on the next video.